So it's going to be a top 5. None of the 5 characters seem like a bad character to me. So none is the worst, just the least good of the 5. But well, let's start with the top. In 5th place we have Reddis. Both she and the 4th place I feel are well below the 5 bad guys as they don't stand out as much. Reddis, I know she's the hacker and all that, but she doesn't have any scene where you would say, oh, wow, in this scene Reddis nailed it, what a great character. No, she's just the bad girl who is the hacker. She doesn't have anything that makes her stand out because, for example, Tiburon, well, yes, he's just the imitator or the actor of the group, but his personality is what makes him shine. Here, Reddis is simply the hacker and they don't give her much personality. So yes, even though her design is good and I don't think she's a bad character, as I said, she stands out the least along with the 4th place. In 4th place, we have Mr. Piranha. And it's because Piranha in the first movie of the bad guys, I really liked him a lot because his scene of Buenos de Verdad or good. Tonight it was very good and honestly he sings very well, but in this second one they didn't give him any moment to shine like in the first one, so my opinion of Mr. Piranha from the first one did drop quite a bit to the second one. Also, I don't dislike Piranha, I like his design and everything, but the only thing I don't like about Piranha is that they use the joke that many people don't like, which are fart jokes, because as you know, when Piranha gets nervous, he starts to release gas. So the only gas jokes in the franchise are because of Piranha, which is also why I don't like him that much. But as I said, I don't think he's a bad character, it's just that he and Reddis feel way below the first 3, which I really love now. But as I said, if Piranha had been given a moment like the one in Good Tonight in this second movie, maybe Piranha would have been in close competition for another spot, but for now, let's go with 3rd place, which is held by Mr. Snake. Yes, I didn't think Mr. Snake would drop from 2nd place, but in this second movie, I didn't like what they did with him, since if they didn't ruin his character completely, I don't like that in this second movie. The only thing they did with Snake is that he was infatuated with this Doom the bad girl. I mean, he lost all the things that made Serpiente great from the first to the second because now he was in love. They simply focused on Serpiente being in love in this second movie, which I mean is fine for him because it gives character development, but as I already said in my review, the only negative point of the movie for me is that the first movie of the bad guys focused a lot on the relationship between Wolf and Snake, how they were best friends. Yes, the rest of the bad guys are friends, but best friends were only Wolf and Snake, and in this second one, because of Snake always being in love, all that was lost. Even so, for everything Snake did in the first movie and for his character in that first one, I still like the character, but I hope that in the third one they don't just focus on Snake being in love, that it's not just his character, because yes, I love Snake's design. Now let's go to 2nd place, which is held by Shark. What a tremendous leap Shark made from the first to the second movie. After the first movie, I would have said it was in 4th place and now it's in 2nd. And it's because in the 2nd movie I really liked Shark because as I said with Webs, I feel that Shark is one of the characters they give the least to do, but it stands out a lot with his personality. The fact that he is an actor, the master of disguise and all that gives him a lot of personality. Besides his voice, both in the dubbing with Gonzo and in English with Craig Robinson, they interpret him very well. The voice they give him is quite funny considering that Shark is a huge character. So Shark is the perfect example of a character you can give not much screen time, but if you give it a really good personality, it will make those moments on screen shine. So I really like Shark, although if they do Snake in a better way in the 3rd movie, I think it could surpass Shark. And now let's go to the 1st place. Who else? Mr. Wolf. If Mr. Wolf is not your favorite bad guy, I don't know why he wouldn't be unless you don't like the design or something like that, but literally he is the protagonist of the franchise and the one who gets the most screen time, and he's not one of those protagonists that annoys you because many times there are protagonists that do annoy you and then that's why you don't like the protagonist. But here, Wolf is an amazing character, especially after the second one. I said, hey, I love it. Because unlike Snake, they don't make his entire plot in the second one about liking Diane or being in love with her. No, I mean he also has his own storyline and they didn't just focus on that with Wolf. If they had done that with Snake, I would have liked Snake more in the second one, but well, here we are talking about Wolf. Besides his good story, what a great design. I love Lobo's design, his all-white suit, his cunning personality, how intelligent he is, and that he is the leader of the bad guys. Simply put, after the second movie, Lobo seems to me to be one of the best protagonists DreamWorks has. So he absolutely had to keep the crown of being the best character and the best bad guy in the bad guys movies. As a curious fact, if Diane were on the list, Lobo would be in 3rd place.